Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I love you. I hope you're basking in the warm glow and full tummies of Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful you're here today. Welcome to all those tuning in online. I want to tell a short story, and it's got to be very short, otherwise some people will get very angry with me. I was on my bus on Black Friday, and this woman I regularly see, she's kind of grumpy most of the time, which I can't figure out because she has these mustard yellow mittens and wears a pink hat. And how can you be grumpy when you're dressed like that? But I asked her, how was your Thanksgiving? And she said, oh, it's okay. I was alone. And I go, oh, I'm sorry. And she said, no, it's great. I think Thanksgiving is kind of stupid. She says, we should be grateful every day. I go, whoa, what kind of message is that? Anyway, that hit me pretty hard. Why don't we have Thanksgiving every day? So I'll just put that out there to you. I hope you're feeling groovy. Let's sing our opening song, Feeling Groovy. Because if you're not feeling groovy, by the time you're halfway through this song, you're gonna be there. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Slow down, you move too fast. You gotta make the morning last. Just kicking down the cobblestones, looking for fun and feeling groovy. Da 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 da, feeling groovy. Da 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 da, feeling groovy. Hello lamppost, what you knowin'? I've come to watch your flowers growing. Ain't you got no rhymes for me? Do-do-do-do-do, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy. Da-da-da-da-da-da, feeling groovy.
Feeling it?
I've got no deeds to do, no promises to keep. I'm dabbled and drowsy and ready to sleep. Let the morning time drop all its petals on me. Life, I love you, all is groovy.
Everybody.
Da 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 da, feeling groovy. 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 Da 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 da, feeling groovy.
All right, everybody feeling groovy now?
Yeah.
Good job. Worked. Happy Sunday after Thanksgiving, though. As the wonderful woman on the bus said, we are still giving thanks every day. Today I'm giving thanks especially for all of you who are here with us and all of you who are sharing this special time with us from home. My name is Linda Brewer, and we are so very blessed to have with us this morning our practitioner doing our reading and leading us in prayer, Farrell Zeman. And our practitioner holding high watch is Teresa Martin, who is filling in for our dear Katie Hernandez, who is home being restored to perfect health. Please know that with me today. So throughout the service, Teresa will be in prayer knowing that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. Will you please join me in saying together with feeling our vision statement? We are a thriving community where individually and together we embody and express our spiritual magnificence for the highest good of all. Thank you. I remind you, as I always do, that if there's anything you want to be in touch with us, if you want to know what's going on, get the latest information, submit a prayer request, read about our speakers, read about our band, read about everybody except Raj and Rob, who still haven't given me their bios, you can do that on our website. I'm going to keep saying it, you guys, till you do it. You can read about everyone but them on our website, www.spirituallyfree.org. Is there anyone visiting with us for the very first time today who is courageous enough to let us know that so we can welcome you? If so, if you'll raise your hand. Anybody out there? Yes. Thank you. Thank you for being here. We're so very glad you're with us, and you're in very good company there.
His name is Mike. He's really cool.
Okay, he's
But
Mike.
he won't give me his hat, so we'll see.
Okay, well, we'll work on that. Everybody talk to Mike about giving Rick his hat. No. Just kidding. That's not how we welcome people here.
Totally kidding.
He wants to say something. Okay, Mike. I see. That's what happens if you get close. Yes. All right. So he found us from our sign outside. Yay. Well, thanks for showing up and being with great people. And we affirm for you this morning, Mike, that you have a tremendous blessing this morning while you're here. So, and I affirm that for all the rest of you, too. All right, so this month our theme is Breathe in the View, and this morning we are so very happy to have Chamaigne Sharette back as our speaker. Woohoo! Her topic today is Gratitude Beyond Gifts. Next week, Randy Scott will be back with us. So last Sunday was such an awesome day with the fabulous Thanksgiving music and message service from our amazing band. Then we went outside to dedicate our new labyrinth, and then at 4 o'clock we had our CSL family Thanksgiving potluck. I want to give a special thank you to Rob Ekman and all of his volunteers. Rob is not here. He had to work this morning, but hopefully he'll see this and know how much you all love him, because it took a lot of work to make those events happen, and we're so very grateful. If you would like to watch the dedication service, if you missed it, or if you just want to see yourself on camera, Raj was there with his video, and it is posted on our YouTube channel, so you can go check that out. All right, so our monthly Taizé service will be on Wednesday, December 8th at 7 p.m. This is a sacred time of prayer, musical chanting, personal reflection. If you've never tried Taizé, we encourage you to take a pause from all the craziness that often comes this time of year and join us right here at 7 o'clock on the 8th. And the next thing on our social calendar is a holiday party on December 10th at 6 o'clock, complete with festive holiday games and a couple of authentic, old-fashioned holiday ghost stories, which I'm told is a holiday tradition. Wow. I don't know where. Rob told me that. I take his word for it. I'm glad it wasn't a tradition in my family to scare me on Christmas, but oh well. But he will be here and reading those great stories, so we encourage you to come and party with us. Bring a plate of your favorite hors d'oeuvres to share, and a white elephant gift. Preferably one that you just pulled out of something and didn't pay anything for, but no more than $7.99 or $7.77 or something. It's on the website. Anyway, they will be used as awards for the holiday games. So please bring your friends, bring yourself, bring something to eat, and let's celebrate the holidays together. And as always, these things don't just create themselves, so there is a sign-up sheet for people to help set up and clean up. Also remind you to mark your calendars for our metaphysical Christmas Eve candle lighting service and our burning bowl on New Year's Eve. We'll tell you more about that in the weeks to come. So as I do whenever I'm here, I remind you that our center was founded on, and it is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer, and they are here to know the best and highest for you, whatever the situation in your life. So if you would like to have the practitioners pray for you, you can submit a request on the website, or out in the foyer, there's a prayer box, and you can put it in. And if you do that, that goes out to all the practitioners, and we'll be praying for you this week. So right now, I invite you to settle in, connect with that sacred space within you, allow Farrell's reading to touch you deeply, and our beautiful music to take you in, and then Farrell will lead us in prayer.
My reading today is from this little book by Ernest Holmes that is titled This Thing Called You. It's very, very important. I know that there is an inner presence in everything. It is actually the essence of life. I know that this presence responds to me. I know that everyone is an incarnation of God, that the living Spirit breathes through all. I recognize this Spirit and it responds to me. I realize that everything is alive, awake, and aware with Spirit. I commune with the divine presence. The Spirit within me reaches out and communes with the Spirit in everything and everyone I contact. It is the same Spirit in all, over all, and through all.
It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me, and I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already here. Closer than the sunlight, and nearer than the air. And I breathe in, and I am filled with the Spirit. And it is health to my body, and it is peace to my mind. It is joy. It is joy to my soul. And I breathe out a simple prayer. Thank you. And my breath becomes a song that was singing all along, that was singing everywhere, nearer than the air. It's like the air around me. It's like the sunlight on my face. I feel the love of God surround me, and I am touched by amazing grace. And all I ever wanted, and all I ever needed, was already here. Closer than the sunlight, and nearer than the
So as we breathe in that sacred oxygen, we know that every breath is of a divine nature, that our very life is infused with the oxygen of life itself. And we know that that brings in the presence of the divine creator within us. And so we recognize that as the source of life within us. And I express my gratitude for that knowledge, for that knowing that we are all one with that divine love. I give thanks for that knowledge and for our oneness here and now. And so I affirm that, I give thanks for that, and I release these words into the law, claiming them into being, as together we say, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Farrell. So I want to give a shout out to Mr. Mike Bolz for stepping up. While Drew is in South Carolina visiting family, Mike agreed to play bass guitar today. And you'll... I'm excited to hear his special music too. Awesome. So, still basking in that gratitude, let's sing together a song written by Leslie Monroe. Keep in mind our theme for the month. That view with our eyes, all we can see, we can be grateful for.
One,
I see.
1, 2, 3. I see kindness, I see kindness, I see kindness wherever I go. I see kindness, I see kindness, I see kindness wherever I go. I see compassion, I see compassion, I see compassion wherever I go. I see compassion, I see compassion, I see compassion wherever I go. What I look for, I will surely find, find, find. I can change the lens, the choice is mine,
Thanks for singing along. It is my pleasure to finally welcome back one of my favorite people and one of my favorite musicians to play with. I'm so glad he's in my sandbox. This guy is amazing. He's got such a warm personality and voice, that basso voice. So he's going to sing a couple show tunes for us today. He plays piano, he plays flute, he writes, he arranges, and he plays bass. And sings gorgeously. Let's welcome back Mike Bolz.
So these are two songs, again from show tunes, but with a very different philosophy. See if you can pick up the difference. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got no car, I got no mule, I got no misery. Oh, the folks with plenty of plenty got a lock on the door, afraid somebody's gonna rob them while they're out making more. What for? Oh, I got no lock on the door, that's the way to be. They can steal the rug from the floor, that's okay with me, 'cause the things that I prize, like the stars in the sky, all are free. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my gal, I got my song, got heaven all day long. I'm not complaining. I got my gal, got my Lord, got my song. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got the sun, I got the moon, got the deep blue sea. Oh, the folks with plenty of plenty gotta pray of the day. Seems with plenty you sure gotta worry, gotta keep the devil away. Away. Oh, I ain't afraid about hell till the time arrives. Never very long as I'm well. Never want to strive to be good, to be bad. What the hell, I'm just glad I'm alive. Oh, I got plenty of nothing, and nothing's plenty for me. I got my song, got my gal, got heaven all day long. No use complaining. I got my gal, got my Lord, got my song. Thank you.
I have a hunch I know what the next one is, and I recognize the difference. So if you've never gone on our website and read our speaker's bio, I encourage you to take some time to do that, because she has had a truly fascinating spiritual journey. For someone who was raised as an atheist, Chamaigne has lived one of the most profound lives of spiritual inquiry of anyone I've ever encountered. She is infused with a passion for the study of every possible spiritual wisdom and has spent much of her life doing that. She also loves to share what she's learned by teaching spiritual concepts through words, whether in writing, she is a published writer, through the lyrics of song, or the spoken word as she's doing with us today. We haven't seen much of Chamaigne lately because she decided to help a friend out by taking on his Cavalier King Charles Spaniel puppy. His name is Baylor. And Baylor's only goal in life is to play and to have Chamaigne's attention every moment of his waking life. Listen to Rick laughing. So we're very grateful to Chamaigne's cousin for babysitting Baylor so that Chamaigne could be with us today. Please welcome our beloved Chamaigne Sharette.
Thank you. It's good to be back. Good to see all your beautiful faces. So I love getting assigned to talk about gratitude because it's only the most important thing in the world, right? Anytime I get assigned a topic, I research and see what people of all different spiritual traditions have to say on the subject. And I notice they all say that gratitude is the number one thing. If you only ever pray one prayer in your life, pray thank you, and that's enough, just like a song that our centering song today said. So today I'm going to talk about gratitude and consciousness development specifically. And I'll start with some words by Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, because I want to just start with the end in mind. And before I explain what I mean by consciousness development, I just want to let his beautiful words paint a picture. So the following is a collection of snippets I got from a longer interview with him. He says, "Gratitude is an internal state, a state of consciousness. The goal is to cultivate the ability to feel grateful regardless of the circumstances. You can always find something to be grateful for, and the more grateful you feel, the more life shows up with more things to be grateful for. Sometimes you just don't feel like it. So just ask the question, what can I feel grateful for? And then the universe will start to answer that question. Once counting your blessings becomes second nature, your whole life changes. When you place yourself in a position to become grateful, something happens vibrationally and with your nervous system and in your expanded awareness. You see more and you receive the blessings that your previous paradigm was too small to receive. I give thanks for everything, for all the good, for all the challenges, for the potential being activated because of those challenges. I'm just being thankful, and there's a creative dynamism in that. Giving thanks cleans our perceptual windows, and we begin to see possibilities, opportunities. We see more of the infinite good that is everywhere. Something happens when you start to live in a vibratory feeling of gratitude until it becomes second nature. You move beyond self-actualization, which is the activation of the highest potential within you. You move into a place of transcendence, where you transcend that space where you're always trying to be your best. From this expanded awareness, you realize, oh my God, I'm already all right. From this expanded awareness, there's nothing to get, no evolution. There's only the unfolding of a perfect idea. Time stops. You transcend the personal mind. Maslow calls this the peak experience, where time has stopped and you're no longer yearning to get somewhere, get something, acquire anything. You have a realization that your life truly is the life of God. The presence of God is coming into its own as your very life. You have transcended the sense of separation from the presence. The sense of thanksgiving becomes a pathway to receptivity and to transcendence. There's nothing to heal, nothing to get rid of, nothing to get. You see the way it is. In that peak experience, you begin to see the presence of God in all situations, in the birth of a baby and in the death of your best friend. You have transcended the sense of separation and the personal self. So what is consciousness development? He kind of paints a word picture there. I first learned the term consciousness development when I was involved in the transcendental meditation movement, and they teach not only meditation but other spiritual practices from the Vedic tradition and principles from the Vedic philosophy. And those ancient spiritual traditions in India have it all mapped out, sometimes with some variation in traditions, but there are, in the transcendental movement, I learned about 7 distinct levels of consciousness with names and descriptions. And in modern scholarship, there's a similar thing where in different disciplines, there's been these different models emerging of levels of progression in consciousness that people go through and even cultures and organizations go through. one of the chief philosophers who's been bringing them all together and comparing them and seeing that they have this correlation. And with the Vedic philosophy also, there's this correlation. It's like all of humanity notices the same kind of thing. Philosopher Ken Wilber has done a lot of work to integrate those, and he calls his movement integral spirituality. So one of the component models in this is called spiral dynamics, which maps out the stages that people and organizations and civilizations go through. We learned about that here in this community when Jim Lockard came to teach a workshop. So just as Piaget's research can tell you at what age your child is likely to know the difference between dreams at night and their waking life, psychology can also tell us that, or in spiral dynamics in particular, the observations in there, that there's a predictable pattern of shifting perceptions and modes of being among adults. And what's cool is that the findings about this do match across disciplines and cultures. In the quote I read earlier, Michael Beckwith calls gratitude a state of consciousness and says that the goal is to be able to cultivate the ability to feel gratitude no matter the circumstances. Consciousness development happens this way, where you learn to step into a state of consciousness and then learn to maintain it all the time, like an awareness or a witness consciousness running in the background, no matter what is happening in the world of form. And then we would call it a level of consciousness. Now, the irony is he describes a peak experience where you realize there's nothing to strive for, no best self to become, no enlightenment to attain. But the reality is that most of us have to actually practice to seek that kind of peak experience in order to find it, and to practice spending time in that experience in order to make it ongoing. Once I become enlightened, if I find an easier way, I will come and let you know. So even beyond these sort of formal academic or spiritual tradition, formal definitions of consciousness development, I use the term more informally and just mean your come from, your state of mind, your habit of mind. We tend to think that when we get to be 18, we're adults, and so now we're mature, right? But the spiritual maturation process just keeps going and going. Where my head was at when I was 14 listening to Ozzy Osbourne doing a paper route is just really different from where my head is at right now. The kinds of things I think about, the kinds of ways I react to things, and just the way I perceive the world. So I would say that my consciousness has developed. A few years ago, I had a part-time job at Savers, the thrift store, and I was organizing donations in the back. And a couple of my coworkers made comments to me that were very revealing about their state of consciousness. There was this guy who said, "Wow, whenever I see your hair, I just want to reach out and touch it." That could have been creepy, but it wasn't. And then this gal said, "Whenever I see your braid, I just want to take a pair of scissors and go like that." Okay, now I know what goes around in your head. We tend to think of human nature as a fixed thing that doesn't change over the course of a lifetime, and to some extent that's true. It's sort of biologically driven, but we also know that what we put our attention on grows, and we really do change over the course of a lifetime, and old ways of being can fade so much into the background that it becomes a memory or even something forgotten, the way we used to be. The goal of consciousness development, at least the way I use the term casually in day-to-day life, is to become our highest vision of who we are. Neil Donald Walsh in Conversations with God says, there's really only one question to ask in any situation, and that is, who do I want to be in response to this situation? I'm sure you've heard of the concept in education where you move through 4 stages: unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence, conscious competence, and unconscious competence. In other words, if you didn't catch that, At first, you don't know you're incompetent, and then you realize you are. And then you become competent, and then you become so competent that you forget about it and you're unconsciously competent. As with driving, you don't have to think about all the little mini tasks involved in driving, you just do it. Consciousness development is practicing being our best selves until we become unconsciously competent at being our best selves. And no matter how far on that path you go, new awarenesses of new ways of being just keep opening up and keep opening up. Especially when I was a teenager, I've always loved to be a kind of a traveler in consciousness, especially trying on different music genres and subcultures and hanging out with different kinds of people, because I'd noticed how different it made me feel. Just the experience of being in my own skin was just really different. Like, oh, this version of me, and oh, that version of me, how interesting. And I wanted to explore the boundaries of what it means to be human, what it feels like to be human. But at some point, I began to realize that I couldn't travel all roads simultaneously. I saw that over time, the road I chose to travel would determine the kind of person I became, and I couldn't explore one road more deeply while keeping all those other doors open. The way I put it back then was, I'm realizing that you can't be an energy healer and a horror filmmaker at the same time. Just isn't going to work. I would have to choose and cultivate who I wanted to become. They say if you're looking for water, it's better to dig one deep well than many shallow holes. So next I want to talk about the I'll be happy when phenomenon. In the early days of New Thought tradition, it was largely taught as a way of attracting into your life the things and experiences you wanted to have. And we still teach that. But more recently, many New Thought teachers are emphasizing that there's something that matters even more than what happens in your life, and that's who you become. There's nothing wrong with using the law of attraction to manifest experiences you want, but I think the most worthy experience to manifest is consciousness development to the point of having a direct subjective experience of oneness. In fact, if this is not your ultimate goal, it's very easy to get trapped in the I'll be happy when game. I'll be happy when I've manifested a partner. I'll be happy when I've manifested a house, a career. Many teachers of law of attraction start out with a basic teaching to have gratitude in advance and feel the way you would feel if the thing were happening now. This is a good start, but there's a lot more depth and nuance to it, and without getting deeper into the teaching, at this level, it's still kind of an affirmation that it is the wish fulfilled that brings you happiness. One thing that all human beings have in common is that we want to be happy. If we look deeply enough at why we want the things we want, I believe they all ultimately point to our deepest longing to have that subjective, direct experience of oneness. If we are, in fact, individuations of one being, then of course we would have a kind of homing instinct, a kind of holy longing to experience that again, as much as we also delight in this opportunity to express individually. And that's part of what Michael Beckwith was talking about in what I read earlier. One of my favorite spiritual teachers, Gangaji, says some similar things to Michael Beckwith. She's from a Vedic tradition. To feel gratitude, she says, you needn't try to impose gratitude on your state of mind. Just tell the truth about what it is you have to be grateful for. Our minds are usually busy searching for what's wrong, what needs to be fixed. But in any given moment, there is a lot more to be grateful for than to fix. Our life itself, which could end at any time. The health, safety, and security that we do have. The fact that we have eyes and so many beautiful things to see. Ears and noses and hands and drinkable water. The list goes on and on. If we forget all these things, we stay in that churning place of how do I make things better, get richer, get healthier. In the moments when we're preoccupied with that, our minds are clouded to the deeper reality. To feel gratitude, one must simply tell the truth about reality, that life itself is an incredible opportunity. Usually in the last week or day of life, there is this stopping and just gratitude for having lived. Then there's this inquiry, what is it that lives and dies? Who am I? What's really important? And then what beautiful conversation is possible? Conversation internally and with friends and with enemies. I came across some really cool manifestation exercises in researching on gratitude, and I don't have time to tell you all about them, but I'd like to lead you in a visualization using some techniques from Neville Goddard and neurolinguistic programming that I've adapted for manifesting consciousness development. So if you don't mind, close your eyes if you're comfortable. And notice the feeling of the chair you're sitting in. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine that a 20-year-old you is sitting cross-legged on the floor in the front of this room. Look at yourself at 20. Your world has expanded so much since then. You've discovered whole schools of thought, subcultures, paradigms that you didn't even know existed back then. You have skills at technologies that didn't exist back then. Your sense of what is possible in the world is so much wider than it was. Now, in your mind, become your 20-year-old self sitting cross-legged on the floor in the front of the room. Look at your present self in 2021, sitting there in the auditorium. Wonder, what will it be like to be older? What kinds of things will I do compared with what I now plan as a 20-year-old? Feel the awe of that unknown. Feel the excitement of so much potential, so much possibility, so much time and space to explore. Now, once again, return to sitting as your present self in 2021 in the auditorium. Look back again at your 20-year-old self. Smile. You're gonna love it. And you're gonna hate some of it, but mostly you're gonna love it, kid. I can't wait for you to find out everything you'll become. Now, in your mind's eye, see yourself 2 years from now, sitting in a chair on the stage. You're looking into the future. The field of possibilities still exists, ready to be explored. Wonder, what would happen if I really got clear on what the most important thing in life is? And what if I brought new energy to deepening my exploration of that? Might I find whole new schools of thought and paradigms that I currently don't know exist? How exciting. Now, in your mind, become yourself in 2 years, sitting on that chair on the stage. Look back at your present self in the auditorium in 2021. Smile. You're gonna love it, kid. You don't even know what you're about to discover. The depth of compassion, the sense of oneness, what it feels like to see the illusion of separation fall away for real. The peace and contentment, it really exists. Those spiritual teachers who sound like they're just putting lots of flowery words together that don't mean anything, oh my gosh, now you know exactly what they were talking about. Smile back at yourself. And the irony is that you got here not by effort so much, but by play, by joy, by letting go and practicing gratitude, and just by telling the truth about reality. It feels easy from here. And finally, become again your present self sitting in the auditorium in 2021. Invite gratitude into your body. Gratitude for the gift of this life, for the gift of the field of all possibilities, the pure potential that you still get to play with every day for the rest of your life, for the law that says that what you put your attention on grows, for the confidence you have in this process, having experienced it so many times in the past. What you put your attention on grows. What happens if you put your full attention on gratitude, on truth, on spirit, on the way spirit is moving in your life? Now come back into the room and open your eyes when you're ready. I'd like to just close with a few more quotes to encourage you to practice gratitude. Brené Brown started a gratitude tradition in her own family after she studied 11,000 pieces of data over 12 years and learned that every single person who described themselves as joyful had a tangible gratitude practice, like keeping a gratitude journal or counting blessings out loud every night before bed. Inspired by this, Brené asked her own family each to say one thing they're grateful for at the dinner table. She says that this practice absolutely brought more joy and connection into their home. It reminds them all of what they have, and it gives her a window into what's going on with her kids. Like, for example, if one of them says, "I'm really grateful there's such a big wall between my room and his." Steve Harvey, a very successful comedian and game show host and talk show host and a bunch of other things, says this about practicing gratitude. If you count all your blessings in detail on paper, you'll be stunned at how long you'll be writing. Gratitude erases negativity. Joy and depression cannot reside in the same space. Gratitude changes your focus from what you don't have to what you do have. It changes your perception, changes your whole existence. After you write down everything you're grateful for, read the list every morning and thank God for it. Then write a list of everything you want and read it every morning. Then just watch and see how God will take things off the want list and put them on the gratitude list. I have done this every day for years and years. He credits this practice for how he went from living in his car to realizing his childhood dream of being on TV, which launched his successful career. He's got quite the story if you ever want to look on YouTube for Steve Harvey and gratitude. And finally, Oprah Winfrey says, "Concentrate on what you have and you always end up having more. If you focus on what you don't have, you'll never have enough. If you write down 5 things you're grateful for every day, you go about your whole day thinking about the 5 things you're going to write. Now you're more alive. The spiritual dimension of your life opens up and expands, and you grow with it. And that is the truth, if I've ever spoken the truth in my life. If you want to change your state of being, start to be grateful." I hope this has inspired you to adopt a tangible practice of gratitude, not only because it's a great way to manifest things into your life, but as a way to get in touch with the deeper truth of your being and our being. Namaste. Let's pray. In so many traditions in the world, not just ours, prayer begins by reminding ourselves who God is and who we are. God is all there is. There's just one thing happening, and we call it God. Life, divine mind, one intelligence, one universal creative intelligence, one unified field of being. We are undoubtedly life expressing itself, and so we are one with all of that, with the whole field of possibilities, with the whole unified field, with the whole divine mind. And that means we're nothing but God stuff. And we have every characteristic of that divine mind. We are love expressing itself, gratitude expressing itself, compassion, abundance, intelligence, creativity. And it's our sacred opportunity to represent the life of God. We are representations of what it means to be human. We get to explore this beautiful playground, explore consciousness, what it means. All the while feeling a kind of beautiful tension as we love to be individuals, and yet we long to be the one again. And in that creative, dynamic tension, we dance through our lives. How good it is to remember this and be grateful. What a gift. That all these things are so, rather than the limited illusion of just separation and drudgery and getting through life the way it seems sometimes. That's not the whole truth. Remembering the whole truth of our existence, the whole truth of our being, that voice deep inside that says, there's more to me. I know I have a divine nature. I know that I was born to be something bigger than what I am right now. I know that I am something bigger than I'm expressing right now. And I long to open up and fully express that. What a beautiful reminder. And that all of this is so fills me with gratitude. Without being in a space of needing for, asking for, wanting anything, my prayer, thank you, is enough. It says it all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is.
And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. So blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I give. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so
and grateful. How about all of you? Thank you, Chamaigne. That was amazing. We don't call her Chamazing for nothing. So this is that time where we do recognize how incredibly blessed we are, and where we express our gratitude for the support that has come to us in our lives that allows us to live, and for especially the support from this spiritual community that allows us to know the truth about who we are, individual expressions of the one divine mind. And so in gratitude for that, we give of our blessings so that we can continue to support this spiritual center, so that people like Mike who see our sign and wander in off the streets will find us and be blessed by our presence. So if our ushers will come forward, I invite you all to bring your gifts into your mind, into your hands, into your heart, as we say together our offering blessing. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. I've been set free, I'm released. I've been set free, I'm released. The burden of my past has gone away at last. I've been set free, I'm released. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of love and grace shines upon my face. All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes
Yeah.
If I were a rich man,
Okay, you've been very patient. Let's hear again from Mr. Mike Bolz.
Lord, you made so many poor people. I know, it's no sin to be poor, but it's no great honor either. Would it be so bad that I should have just a small fortune? If I was a rich man, all day long I'd bitty bum. If I was a wealthy man, I'd never have to work hard. If I was a bitty rich, idle man, I'd build a big tall house with rooms by the dozen right in the middle of the town. A fine tin roof with real wooden floors below. There would be one tall staircase just going up, and one even longer going down, and one more going nowhere just for show. I'd fill my yard with chicks and turkeys and geese and ducks for the town to see and hear, squawking just as noisily as they can. With every cluck and gobble and honk and quack would fall like a trumpet on the ear, as if to say, here lives a wealthy man. If I was a rich man, all day long I'd bitty bum. If I was a wealthy man, I'd never have to work hard. If I was a bitty rich, idle man. I see my wife, my Goldie, looking like a rich man's wife with a proper double chin. Supervising meals to her heart's delight. I see her putting on airs and strutting like a peacock. Ooh, what a happy mood she's in. Screaming at the servants day and night. Oh, there you call this clean. The most important man in town would come to fawn on me. They would ask me to advise them, like Solomon the Wise. If you please, Reptavia, pardon me, Reptavia, posing questions that would cross a rabbi's eyes. But a boy, but a boy, but a boy, but a boy. And it won't make one bit of difference if I answer right or wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know. If I were rich, I'd have the time that I lack to sit in the synagogue and pray, and maybe have a seat by the eastern wall. And I discuss the holy books with the learned men 7 hours every day. And that would be the sweetest thing of all. If I was a rich man, all day long I'd bitty bum. If I was a wealthy man, I'd never have to work hard. Lord, who made the lion and the lamb, you declared I should be what I am. Would it spoil some vast eternal plan if I was a wealthy man?
Like no other. He absolutely channeled Tevye, didn't he? Awesome. What a gift. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Chamaigne. What a marvelous message.
Yes.
A lot of meat and no potatoes. That's what I'm saying. Awesome. Just awesome. So what a beautiful way to end this week of gratitude, this month of gratitude. As we look forward to December, we have a lot to be grateful for. Let's stand together and thank Spirit for this day. 1, 2.
Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friend, Spirit. you. Thank you. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you. Have a blessed week.